Hey guys, it's Bryce Root. Hey, I'm headed back to the office because we have an amazing interview with Larry Hebert, the king of cash flow. He's going to tell us all about funding for coronavirus, for COVID-19, all the funding that is available to you. He's going to walk us all through it. So get ready, let's go. Okay, guys, welcome to the show. As mentioned, as kind of previewed before, we have Larry Hebert back on the show. We are stoked to have him here because right now, for many of you, you're trying to navigate the financial side of the coronavirus and all the funding and everything that's in place, ranging from Metallica having a COVID-19 fund to GoFundMe. There's a whole lot out there to navigate, but today we're going to talk about many of the programs that are available through local banks and through the SBA. So without further ado, Larry, welcome to the show. I appreciate you being here.
Thanks, Bryce. Happy to be here. Thank you.
Excellent. So for the viewers out there that haven't met you yet in previous videos, can you just give them a quick kind of overview of all that you do?
Yeah, I work with clients on strategic management and in particular around cash management, financial management of their business. Looking at and analyzing their financial statements, making sure they understand them, doing cash flow and forecasting for people, and if you're a retail business, looking at open to buys that we can control your inventory. But a lot of it's around cash management to make sure that you have enough capital to run your business.
Excellent. And for everyone watching, Larry is quite the rock star. He has helped hundreds of businesses turn things around, scale their business. So we have the right guy on the show today. So Larry, with everything going on, the craziness that small businesses are experiencing right now, can you kind of walk us through, be our Sherpa through all the funding opportunities or choices that might be out there for the variety of businesses that are trying to see if they can survive this?
Sure, Bryce. The SBA has put out a couple of different loans for businesses, and I'll try to explain them. Things have been changing over the last 3 weeks or so. When they've come out, they've had some changes. So this is as of what I know today. And some things have changed over the last few days, but I'll tell you what I know today.
Excellent. Yeah, literally like overnight things change. So we appreciate you updating us with the latest.
Yeah. I'm only taking responsibility for what I'm doing today. I can change tomorrow. But the SBA has made available to small businesses two distinct loans. One is around payroll, rent, utilities, and those types of things, called the Paycheck Protection Plan. And the other one is called the EIDL, which is the Economic Injury Disaster Loan. And there are two separate items. So I'll try to explain both of them so people get a feel for what they're about. So the EIDL loan really is based on trying to provide up to 6 months of working capital for organizations to kind of get through this time and give them an opportunity to get up and started after this ends, whatever it's going to end, we don't know. Is it 30 days, 60, 90? We don't know. But many times you still have ongoing expenses. You try to cut them back as much as you can.
Yeah.
But you have ongoing expenses. I know in Santa Cruz, they've given a 60-day rent abatement that they can offload the rent for 60 days and work with the landlord to pay it back over a period of time. But some people are paying rent, you've got insurance, you still may be trying to pay your employees, so there's maybe money going out but not much money coming in. Some people have money coming in, not much. Okay. So what this really is around is they're looking at, as it was explained to us by the SBA, and I want to give them, our Northern California SBA and the SBDC has done a fabulous job in trying to keep us updated. It's a moving target for them, and they're continually putting out information of what they know. And Brandon Napoli, our director here in Santa Cruz, and the Northern California staff for the SBA has really done a fabulous job trying to navigate all of this for us. So we're really appreciative of them. So as this applies right now, the EIDL loan really look at what your cost of goods is for a period of 12 months, the last 12 months, what your operating expenses are for the last 12 months, and you basically cut them in half, and this is a loan you're trying to get. So as an example, if your cost of goods is $100,000 for the last year, your expenses say were $100,000 for the last year, operating expenses, that's $200,000. So 6 months, you spent $100,000 average of your cost of goods and your operating expenses, and that's what they would try to get to you as a loan to kind of tide you over and start it again. Yeah, that's just a rough calculation how it was given to us. Now there's a little more intricate what you do. You by the month times 6, but it's about the same thing. You're going to get about the same thing.
Okay.
And so what that is, it's a loan to the business. Your first payment is 12 months after you get the money, and it's a 30-year note at 3.75%. So it's very cheap money. The SBA has deliberately put it over a 30-year payment plan, so the monthly payments are low, so it doesn't impact you negatively. You borrow this money, and all of a sudden you have to pay thousands of dollars a month back, and always put you back in the hole. So they've really gone overboard to really try to make this work for the small business.
Yeah, right now we talked to Tom Bruce just yesterday, and we talked about how in the restaurant industry right now they're having to make the decision based on projections, whether the whole takeout and curbside pickup, how long that can last. If they need to really look at their numbers to see if that's actually going to not allow them to come back like 2 months from now and be able to operate functionally.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. There's people are using different techniques to try to figure this out, and so they're really trying to be helpful. But that loan is really designed to get a business through the next 6 months, and it includes all your operating expenses. So the PPP, or the Paycheck Protection Plan, really goes through your local bank. So the EIDL loan, you actually go online and you apply with the SBA, and we'll give you the link to do that. Okay. But you're actually applying straight to the SBA, so the money comes from the Treasury. Normal SBA loans come from your local bank, and they're guaranteed by the SBA. But this one comes right from the Treasury. So the PPP loan, you actually go through your local bank, and today is the first day that they're going to start taking applications. And that is designed for you to be able to pay your employees for a 2-month period, even if they're not working. So what the SBA is trying to do, they're trying to avert a recession or a huge depression. And I think I just heard this morning, there are up to 10 million people now filing unemployment.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah.
So as of this morning, it might be getting closer to 11.
Yeah. And so what they're trying to do is they're trying to put as much money back into the economy so that people will have money to spend, won't go on unemployment. And then when you have money, you tend to spend it. When you spend it, the economy tends to grow, and we have to kind of get back to hopefully where we were before. Mm-hmm. So that's the spirit of this loan, for employers to be able to apply for this loan. And the loan really covers your payroll expense. It covers any health benefits that you provide for your employees, if there's any retirement. And there's a formula that the bank will give you, but that in essence is around what it is. And you take that, you take the payroll number and you multiply it by 2.5. Okay. Like 2.5. And then so you get a number. So let's say that number comes out to be $100,000. So that you multiply by 2.5 is $100,000. 75% of that needs to be or should be earmarked to go to the employees. So 75% of it goes to the employees, and the other 25% can go to pay your rent, your utilities, and that type of thing. If you follow that, then the loan is forgivable. The loan is forgivable. It's actually called a program and not a loan, but it's forgivable. And if you pay less to your employees, less than 75%, then whatever that difference is between the 75% of what you paid them will be converted to a loan for 2%. For 1% over the next 2 years.
Wow!
So it's a 1% loan for 2 years. But if 75% or more goes to your employees, then the entire loan is forgivable.
Wow, that's impressive. That's actually a great resource. Now, there's a lot of banks that offer these, but not all. Like I know here locally, Santa Cruz County Bank, they're like the 4th in the nation, 1st in California for being community banks.
Right.
Under $3 billion. So they are one spot. They even have a banking in place program, which is touchless. And they're the 4th largest SBA bank in the South Bay in Silicon Valley. But I have a whole list, and I'll have this available for download, a link with when we post this video. But it ranges from the CDC, Small Business Finance, SBO and Microloan Bank in Oakland, First Capital Bank, Chase, Comerica, Monterey County Bank down in Monterey County, Mechanics Bank, Union Bank of California, Smart Biz Loans, the Lendistry, I think CRF, USA, and let's see, I think those are the ones that I have, but I will include this as part of this video too.
And then there's one other thing, little caveat, that when you fill out your EIDL loan, on the last page there's a box that clicks and says, would you like to have the cash advance of up to $10,000? If you click that and you put in your bank, your routing number, and your account number, the SBA says within 3 to 5 days they will deposit the money straight into your account. So it could be $10,000 or something between that and between 1,000 and 10,000. We don't know how much it is. It could be the full 10. They haven't said how they determine how much they're going to give you. Maybe everybody gets 10. That's one of the things that's kind of fuzzy right now. But that's considered a grant. Even if you don't qualify for the loan or you don't want the loan, you'll still get to keep that money. It's considered a grant. And it's there. If you do get another loan, there's a potential that $10,000 may be subtracted from the loan you get. Okay. So that's to be determined. So that's a possibility. So you basically have a loan for your payroll, if you want to do that, and you have a loan for your operating expenses and your working capital. And according to the SBA, you can't get both loans. If you have received an EIDL loan between January 31st of this year and today, when these loans are available, then you could apply for one. But I don't know if anybody has received the loan yet.
Okay.
Because it's called double dipping. Because in your operating expenses, payroll, rent, utilities, health costs are all part of that. So if you receive that and go to get a PPP loan, you're getting a loan for the same thing. And so almost puts you in a position, as the information we have to this day, right day, that you kind of have to look at one or the other.
Yeah, as of April 3rd. So.
Right.
And the EIDL loan that you just mentioned, that's through the website that we'll give you through the SBA directly.
Yes, it is.
The list of banks that I mentioned is actually for the PPP program. Not every bank is associated with that or can do that. So
right.
We'll have those details for you.
Right, and there will be forms of what happens with the EIDL loan. They say in about 2 to 3 weeks you'll receive a call from somebody or communication that they will go through the loan with you to try to look at your numbers, tell you anything else you may have to submit to them for the loan. And when it goes to PPP, there will be things that you'll have to have a 941 for the last 3 quarters of 2019 and the first quarter of 2020. Basically is what you reported your Medicare wages, the wages you paid people. That's reported to the federal government. That's what they're using. They'll use to calculate the information you need to calculate 2.5 times your payroll. Excellent. And then they may ask for your invoices for the last year of if you're paying for medical, vision, and dental, and then if there's any retirement programs. So there's some documentation you'll need to get. But anything pertaining to the PPP, you should contact your local bank, since it's going through them, and they will know exactly what they need and what you have to give them. But that's where you apply for it. You can go online, some of the banks, and you have to go in on other ones. But just to make sure that goes through the bank, and the EIDL loan goes through the website you'll give them directly to the SBA and the Treasury.
Now, Larry, they've been promoting the fact that these loans are, the financial assistance is available to small businesses, 500 employees and less, including independent contractors and 1099 workers, yes. Gig workers.
Yes. Yes.
Which of those two products, as of today, are available to that solopreneur, that consultant, or that graphic artist?
Well, it depends if they have employees or not. So if they don't have employees, then you generally will go for the EIDL one. And people, and I've talked to could be 80 or 100 people the last 4 or 5 days, just literally on the phone constantly with this. Mm-hmm. And so there are some strategic issues you need to look at. So you need to, I tell them, you need to pencil out, if you went for the Paycheck Protection Loan, how much would that get you? And it's basically designed to last about 2 months. and then it's done, because you're paying your people and you're hoping you're back in business,
Yeah.
going at full speed to generate it, you keep them on. The other loan is designed to get you for 6 months. And so it's going to be for a greater amount of money potentially that will take you to hopefully 4, 5, 6, 7 months down the road as you start getting back into business. And then the thing you look at is, one's forgivable if you match all the criteria that they've presented, and the other one is a loan that'll be over 30 years. And you need to look at, would I rather have the money in the bank to support my business because we don't know what's going to happen, or am I looking just to take care of the next 2 months and make sure my employees are whole? And then when a 2-month period comes up, I'm back in business going full bore, and I paid my employees through this time, whether they're working or not, which is what this is designed to do. Or would I rather have, go ahead.
Can I jump in that just to reference which is which, the 2-month scenario that you just gave, that is which loan?
The Paycheck Protection Program.
And the 30-year, that's the EIDL.
EIDL. So one is for working capital, one is for taking care of your employees for a period of 2 months when they're not working. And again, the idea is to make them whole so they can drive down the unemployment and keep people employed at full pay. That's the spirit of the loan and what they're trying to do. And if you get that loan, you can only use it for rent, payroll, utilities, that type of thing. You can't use for other operating expenses. So that's another caveat too. When you have those are things you can use it for. Mortgage interest, if you own the building, you use it for mortgage interest.
Wow. This is a fantastic overview of everything. Thank you for navigating us through all of it, because I know there's a lot of businesses that it's just like deer in headlights, like where do I go? What am I eligible for? So this really has helped. What would you say is the best resource to kind of keep up with everything financial aid related?
Well, we both work for the SBDC, and I know all of us are all hands on deck right now, and we're all getting calls, everybody that's a part of it. That's a great way to do it, is to actually have one-on-one conversation with an advisor. You can also if you go to sba.gov, they have a lot of information there about the types of loans available, that type of thing. And if you want to know something about the PPP, absolutely call your bank. That's the place to go, is your bank. That's where it's being from. So there's information out there everywhere. It really is changing day to day. They're getting it more and more. And I can understand this has been a tremendously difficult time and unprecedented, and the federal government and the SBA and the Treasury are all doing whatever they can do to help people out. And so things are going to be changing. There'll be things are fuzzy. They're trying to get as soon as they can. And so we just ask people to be patient and to understand that things will change. We're giving them the best information we have at that particular time. And we're doing what we can to make sure people are being taken care of.
Okay, so Larry, if someone wants to get into contact with you, what's the best way for them to find out about you and to contact you?
Yeah, you can contact the SBDC at 479-6136. If you are not part of the SBDC right now, you can sign up for services, and they will assign you to one of us. Everybody that I work with already knows how to get a hold of me, and I'm reluctant to give on my number at this time, because I'm so inundated right now that if I get more calls, I may not be able to return them. So what they'll do, if you call SBDC, they will section them out to different advisors, and whoever you get will be updated on what's going on and be able to help them.
Now, you also have a website that's Larry Hebert Consulting. That's a great place for people to find out about all that you do.
Yes, yeah, LarryHebertConsulting.com. My contact information is there as well, so if they have an interest, they can go there.
Fantastic. And just so everyone knows, if you're outside of Santa Cruz, there are 17 SBDCs throughout Northern California, as well as the Salinas Monterey County SBDC that's fully operational and helping tons of businesses right now too.
Right.
So thank you, Larry, for coming on. I appreciate it. I know we've taken an hour away from your busy schedule, so we really do appreciate it.
I was happy to do it anytime, and and what you're doing, Bryce, is a great service to everybody. I've never looked and seen any other videos out there, any communications, really trying to help people like you're doing it, particularly for our area. So we commend you for that and appreciate everything you're doing.
Thank you, Larry. Okay, we're gonna have you back on the show soon.
All right, thank you. See you later.
Bye-bye. Okay, everyone, hopefully you enjoyed this video. This interview with Larry was amazing. So much information, but we have an entire website at bryceroot.com filled with all sorts of blog interviews with, oh my gosh, so many rock star business owners, how-to videos, you name it. Plus, we have an entire COVID-19 coronavirus resource page ranging from stuff like this regarding funding to video gear, how to start that live stream that you've always been wanting to do, or maybe you need to do. So stay tuned, lots more coming soon. If you're on YouTube, you can actually tap these other windows here and you can keep watching some of our great videos that we've done over the last year and a half. Lots of them to choose from. Okay, bye you guys.